So, you know how when you're listening to your Abraham Hicks YouTube clip or monthly membership, or maybe you pulled out one of your old and awesome Wayne Dyer audios. Maybe you're reading a Gabby Bernstein book or listening to a Joe Dispenza podcast. And you know how, because you know the content, you know the facts about how the universe works, you know that your thoughts literally shape your life. And you know that your emotions are a guidepost letting you know if you're moving toward more of what you want or more of what you don't want. You play in law of attraction, you play in manifestation. And you know how when you're digging around in it, even listening to this video, you know how it all makes so much sense and you can feel super empowered and on it. And you're like, yeah, it matters for me to watch my thoughts. But then sometimes, if you're like me and like all of us teaching and playing in this, real life happens. And there are some situations that it's really challenging and a cool opportunity for us to hold our alignment. One of those, of course, is any election season. And whenever you're watching this, we'll say, no, it's never as bad as it is now. And yet I bet 10 and 20 and 30 years from now, we're going to go, no, it's never as bad. I'm going to give you 3 techniques so that during whatever election season that you're watching this, however you've attracted and found this video, there are 3 actual practices that I'm inviting you to do. Probably not a great idea to share it with people who don't know what you know, because they'll roll their eyes and they'll go, you have got to be kidding. But here's why it's wildly important. I'm Dr. Darcy Lord. I'm a self-love expert. So I know how truly, truly wildly important it is for us to care about how we feel. Not just because we want to feel good in the moment. And when we honor the sacredness of our own soul, when we put ourselves into the circle of kindness, we care about how we feel. But also because what you know and what I know is that all of us all over the planet, if we were living our higher purpose, if we were so filled up with our own energy of love and light that we could feel our own compassion and then share it and spread it out even bigger than we do now with other people, we could literally heal the world. So during this election season, when the commercials come on that make your skin crawl, because they will, maybe you'll be watching the news. I don't watch a lot of news, but when you're watching it, it can just pull you so off of your alignment when you're driving around and you see groups from the opposing team gathering, congregating, driving, signs up. I'm asking you to care about how you feel enough to stay in your own alignment, because that's how you'll stay a powerful force for good for the entire planet. Technique number 1. When you hear something, when you see something that you feel bring out this reaction of like, how can you say that? How can you vote for that person? How can you feel like that? Take note. Oh, that's me going off, literally going out of my own alignment. And it is to say this out loud, to say this. Thank you for reminding me that I am in charge of my thoughts. When you see a sign, when you see the news, when you see people standing on a corner, thank you for reminding me that I am in charge of my thoughts. Thank you for reminding me that I am in charge of my thoughts. Technique number 2. Again, Maybe you'll hear a conversation in the store, maybe coworkers or family members who feel differently from you. And when you feel yourself, again, going off of your own alignment, I want you to say quietly to yourself, I am not holding you responsible for the way that I feel. Oh, the power in that is so big. I want you to say it even if you don't believe it. I want you to say it even if you don't believe it. I am not holding you responsible for the way that I feel. I am not holding you responsible for the way that I feel. But Darcy, what if, oh God, it's awful watching the news and watching the anger and the hatred and the racism and the genderism and the intolerance for people and things different. You holding your own alignment, you holding your own power. That's how you make yourself have way less stress and experience way more happiness, but it's also the way you role model to all the people everywhere who are wanting love and kindness and empowerment and a world that works for everyone. You are wildly important in that step. I am not holding you responsible for the way that I feel. And when you say that, then you can have the opportunity to go rescue yourself. Read something empowering. Go talk to someone who you know who will uplift you. Go watch one of your podcasts. Come and watch one of my videos. Go play in all of the teachers who uplift you. I am not holding you responsible for the way that I feel. Oh my gosh, the power in that is huge. And then here's the third technique. Now, this is the one, remember I said you might not want to share these with other people unless they know what you know, unless they know, like you do, that we are infinite, empowered, spiritual beings of light and love. We are literally creating our own experiences. You, together with the universe, you're creating your own experiences. If it's someone who knows that, even if we fall off of the practicing of it, then go ahead and share this with it, this technique with them. But otherwise, if someone's not ready to be ready to hear this one, it will be a struggle for them. Because you know that we are truly all one. And because you know that light wins every time and love wins every time energetically, vibrationally. In your soul, in your being, you get it like I do, that if everyone was honoring the sacredness of their soul and listening to their own inner guidance and being kind enough to themselves so that they could joyfully, easily, effortlessly be kind to everyone else outside of themselves. That's why this technique is such a big deal. When you see someone who believes differently from you, when you see someone who is showing angry, anxious, upsetness, when someone is presenting to the world something that is not only opposite from your belief system, but when they're showing a vibration that is low vibration, it's hostile, or it's angry, or it's anxious, or it's overwhelmed, or it's helpless, or it's victimy, any of those things. I want you to imagine radiating out, yeah, really, to the person who has the sign that's opposite from you, who is showing aggression and hostility and pain. Hurt people hurt people. We know this. I want you to say to them quietly, but radiate out to them, may you know peace. May you know kindness moving in toward you and out from you. May you be free from pain and suffering. May you be ever loving and loved. And may you live with ease. Because if all of us were living like that, you guys, the world would work even with our different belief systems. Technique number one, when you see a sign or a person or a truck or a flag or a gathering that is what you know in your soul is not in alignment, you're going to say, technique number one, thank you for reminding me that I am in charge of my thoughts. Technique number two, again, when you see any of that, hold strong in your alignment and say to yourself, I am not holding you responsible for the way that I feel. And then go rescue yourself, help yourself feel better. And number three, technique number three, man, if I'm not in my alignment, if I'm not caring about me enough to care about how I feel, this one's harder. But when you can feel that what you want is the upliftment of every human on the planet, when you're holding your stance as the light worker that you are, as the star seed that you literally are, as the powerful spiritual being having a human experience that you are, this technique is awesome. And it's to say to anyone everywhere, even on the TV, may you know peace. May you know kindness moving in toward you and out from you. May you be free from pain and suffering. May you be ever loving and loved. And may you live with ease. I'm Dr. Darcy Lord. I'm a self-love expert. Please subscribe to this channel. And if there's anyone you know who could benefit from techniques to keep themselves sane during the election, and if they're already ready to be ready for this kind of information, please share this video with them. See you next time.